In a move that could have far-reaching implications for the upcoming elections, former President Donald Trump is making a bold plea to the Supreme Court, urging them to allow him to stay on the Republican primary ballot in Colorado. This follows a ruling by the Colorado Supreme Court on December 19, 2023, which found Trump ineligible due to his alleged role in the events leading up to the January 6 attack on the Capitol. Trump's legal team filed a brief outlining their arguments, setting the stage for oral arguments scheduled for February 8. At the core of their position is the assertion that the Constitution's 14th Amendment, which prohibits an officer of the United States who engaged in insurrection from running for federal offices, does not apply to the former president. The case introduces several legal questions, including whether the 14th Amendment's language extends to presidential candidates and who holds the authority to determine if an individual engaged in insurrection. Trump's lawyers argue that he is not an officer of the United States, that he did not partake in insurrection, and that only Congress can enforce the relevant constitutional provision. In the filing, Trump's legal team emphasized the urgency of resolving the matter, stating the court should put a swift and decisive end to these ballot disqualification efforts, which threaten to disenfranchise tens of millions of Americans and which promise to unleash chaos and bedlam if other state courts and state officials follow Colorado's lead. This legal battle originated from a lower court ruling where a judge initially claimed that Trump had engaged in insurrection by inciting the Capitol riot, but contended that presidents are exempt from the 14th Amendment's insurrection clause. However, the state high court overturned this decision on December 19, leading to Trump's appeal to the Supreme Court. The case has garnered attention beyond Colorado, as Maine's top election official also deemed Trump ineligible for the Republican primary ballot in that state. Pending resolution of the Supreme Court case, Trump remains on the ballot in Maine. Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, a Democrat, highlighted the national significance of the case, emphasizing the need for a definitive decision that could affect all 50 states. Notably, Trump's appeal has drawn support from 179 Republican members of Congress, including House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. In a Fox News interview, Trump expressed confidence in the Supreme Court's commitment to upholding the people's voice, referencing his nominations of Justices Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. As the Supreme Court prepares to hear this high-stakes appeal, the outcome could shape the eligibility of candidates in primary elections nationwide, making it a critical case with implications for the democratic process itself. The left-leaning government watchdog group Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, along with two law firms representing 6 Colorado voters, has until January 31 to file their briefs in response to Trump's appeal.